Matt Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. Oh, here it is. The day we've been anticipating / dreading for some time now. Only dreading because all the polls purport that Biden is way ahead. I frankly don't believe it. I just don't. I don't buy that. According to internal polling and some of the polls that are doing things a little differently than the traditional polls that have been done forever, like Trafalgar, he's in the thick of it. President Trump is either leading or right, virtually tied with Joe Biden in virtually all of the battleground states. And he leads in Texas. Unlike what Drudge would like you to believe, he leads in Texas by 4 or 5 points. I assume he'll win by at least that, if not more, in Texas. I think he's going to win Florida. We'll see about Ohio and Pennsylvania, but hopefully he'll pull those out because I think he'll need to. So are we going to know this time tomorrow morning? You think we'll know who the winner is?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
The Biden people are saying, under no circumstances can Donald Trump declare victory tonight. No. Well, who are you to say? When did the opposition campaign become the decider in all things election? I missed that memo.
I mean, if the math checks out, I think he can declare victory.
And he will.
Yeah, he definitely would.
Yeah, Donald Trump's not going to be shy about declaring victory. So if it looks like he won, I think he'll declare that he won. Now, Biden may not accept it. He may not concede, but, that's up to him.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, Biden's already won the important metropolis of Dixville Notch.
100% to nothing. 100% of the vote. They do that traditional thing in New Hampshire every single year where they vote at midnight. All 5 people in town who can vote. So it was 5-0.
That's cute, right?
Yeah, isn't it adorable? It's adorable. He leads by 100%. How will Donald Trump make up that difference? Mm-hmm. It's impossible.
Yeah, it's probably
virtually impossible.
Yeah. What did I saw a fun fact or something? I don't know where it is now, but 9-0. Is that on there? Did I staple that to that?
Yeah,
from 1960.
Dixville Notch hasn't voted unanimously since 1960 when it voted 9-0 for Richard Nixon over John F. Kennedy. And obviously Nixon lost that.
See that? See?
And this is unanimous, and so Biden's going to lose.
I like that. I like that. I mean, I think the larger story is what's wrong with Dixville Notch? They can't hang on to the population. They've fallen from 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I mean,
what is going on
right?
in Dixville Notch?
Got to have a better,
really frightening,
better plan there.
Also, you might want to think a little bit about what's going on in America in general, because there are some things afoot that we had better be prepared for. And the better prepared you are, the less you have to fear. So if all hell breaks loose, and you've got food and all kinds of emergency supplies for at least a month, then you can sit back and rest pretty easy in that you're ready. You're as ready as you can be. I get all of my emergency supplies at My Patriot Supply. Got over a year's worth, and it fits in a little, like a back corner of one of the rooms in the house, our storage room. And it's super easy to store. It doesn't get a bunch of insects in it, like when I used to store actual like grains and those kinds of things.
You didn't like having pet boll weevils?
No, I didn't appreciate it that much. Okay. I know they add some protein to the meal.
Yeah.
It just wasn't,
a little bland from what I hear.
Yeah. They need some spices, some herbs, some spices. So if you don't have a solid action plan in place yet for just in case the worst happens and society breaks down, get one and start with My Patriot Supply. The only source I personally use and trust for my emergency food preparedness. And you can too. They are the go-to experts in emergency preparedness. At My Patriot Supply, their mission is your survival. And right now, you can get a full 4-week supply of their nutritious meals that supply 2,000 calories a day, shipped fast and discreetly to your door. That's exactly what you need for when food starts to disappear again from the grocery stores. So it's not just, catastrophic things, but little things like if there's a storm that comes and the shelves are empty. I mean, that happens all the time in the East Coast. If there's a hurricane coming.
Perhaps a pandemic. I mean, I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that happening.
Like
but
there could be a pandemic.
Come on.
Ridiculous.
I should have kept my mouth shut. Sorry.
Go to mypatriotsupply.com and get ready now. That's mypatriotsupply.com.
It's Pat Gray Unleashed on the Blaze.
Hoping and praying that everything goes well tonight, no matter who wins tonight and for the next weeks, months, and years, that it's going to work out and America will still be America. You'd like to think it is, right? In some respects, because certainly it doesn't seem like it in other respects, but the peaceful election process, that's kind of a time-honored tradition here. And I'd like to keep that one going. Mm-hmm. Very much so. Let's see. Padhead, the bearded beekeeper, sent this sign to us. Took a picture of this sign. Very, very funny. Due to COVID-19, we're asking rioters to work at home and destroy their own stuff.
That's good.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. Work from home, y'all.
Yeah. That's a good safety tip.
Uh-huh.
Also, a reporter in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
By order of the Commissioner Singleton, Philadelphia police will respond to priority calls only, which means no calls for disturbances, missing persons, stolen vehicles, burglary, or theft. No calls of that nature will be answered.
Oh.
That's not a problem, is it? Anybody bothered by that? Whatever.
They want all hands on deck for what Antifa is about to bring to their town.
Then we've got this really interesting gem. Padhead Jeremy sent this over to us. Apparently, Antifa has some big plans for tonight. They have this flyer. Do we have it on?
Yeah,
can
this
we put
is,
it up on screen. Look at this thing. Antifa comrades, election day nears. Comrades, prepare to defend your rights. On November 4th, so this is for tomorrow night, don't forget to disguise yourselves as patriots or Trump supporters. Wear MAGA hats, USA flags, 3%er insignias. A convincing police uniform is even better.
Oh, no.
Jeez. This way, police and patriots responding to us won't know who their enemies are. Wow. That is unbelievable.
And
so
talks about, the press will report that the Trump supporters
that it was Trump
guys.
supporters
Yeah.
instead of Antifa douchebags. That is amazing. Now, they dispute this.
Well, Facebook and Twitter.
Is saying it's disputed.
We don't know the source of this.
Why would Trump supporters do this? Mm-hmm. There's no reason to do that. So that they can really go out and riot tomorrow night and then blame it on Antifa? Please. It's just, that's asinine. Everybody knows that these are the violent ones. It's the left-wing extremist goofballs who are causing all the trouble in this country. And so that's fascinating that they're planning rioting and planning to blame it on Trump supporters. And you know that the press would eat that up.
Yeah.
The media will just gobble that down.
I'm sorry?
They're going to gobble it up.
Wait, I thought they were going to
gobble it down.
You're changing your story. I don't know which.
Gobble it sideways. They're going to gobble it.
They're going to gobble it.
They're going to love it.
Okay.
Yesterday we saw this Lady Gaga video. She's apparently voting for Biden. She's out supporting Biden.
Awkward.
Campaigning with Biden. And here she is in her mismatched camo.
Hey, this is Lady Gaga. I'm voting for America, which means I'm voting for Joe Biden. And if you live in Minnesota, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Michigan, Florida, or Arizona, I encourage you to vote And if you have a friend that lives there, tell them to vote. I'm going to be in one of these states tomorrow. Guess which one I'll be in?
No,
Hint,
not really care.
I used to live there.
That's powerful.
Cheers.
That's
the
really,
2020 election.
Hey,
really powerful.
one of us.
Then somebody did a PSA sort of based on this work. Had a nice idea to support Trump in similar fashion.
Hey, I'm Coach Doug's, and I'm voting for America, which means I'm voting for none of your damn business. And I encourage you to also mind your own damn business. And if you have any friends that live in any states in the United States, I encourage them to mind their own damn business too. And I'm going to be in one of those states tomorrow. Hint, I live there.
Relative of Jeffy.
Oh, it's IPA. Cheers to 2020 almost being over.
He's got the awkward lean too. Good.
That's nicely done.
Oh.
That's I mean, is there a better way to put that out than mocking the stupid video that she put out?
So dumb.
I love that.
Yeah, that was funny.
Just a great response to it. Don't get pissed off. Just mock her. And they're going to hate that. Ta-da. Also, on the 2020 election, TMZ has discovered that Karens are for Biden and Dicks are for Trump. Like Dick, the shortened name for Richard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
President Trump and Joe Biden are hoping to get the votes of millions of Americans, but some first names are better than others for each candidate. And naturally, Karens are right in the middle of the action. The top Trump voter name is apparently Richard.
Wow.
Or Dick.
Okay.
And that's for Trump. Now, for Biden, the actual top name of people voting for Biden is Karen.
Fascinating.
What are the
awesome.
odds?
That is so great. That is great. Now that's
Fantastic.
the kind of that's why you tune into Pat Gray Unleashed.
That's why.
For facts like that.
It's a fabulous fact.
So
Might not be a better fact. Except for the cookie vote we had yesterday.
Cookie vote?
Yeah, the cookie
there's
vote.
a Trump blowout.
And so I'm taking that one right to the bank. I'm hanging on to that for dear life.
Yeah, we'll start getting results rolling in less than 12 hours.
Well, we already got some.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. How dare I forget about Dixville Notch, New Hampshire.
Right.
5-0 Biden wins.
5-0, unanimous. I mean, it can't get any worse than that. People are listening to that Biden ad. I just saw a Biden ad last night that talked about he's going to reward work, not wealth. And I love that line because it implies, of course, that wealthy people don't work. Wait, how did they get wealthy? Did they just have it handed to them by somebody? I guess that's their white privilege. Their white privilege, somebody just gave them a stack of $1,000 bills. That's it's amazing because the hardest workers usually are wealthy because that's how they got there, by working 24/7. I'm going to reward work, not wealth. Jeez, I hate this Marxist rhetoric. When will we wake up to it?
So is it safe to put you down as against reparations then?
Yes, you can go ahead and jot me down for not for reparations. There's somebody that we discovered is for reparations. Somebody prominent. Stevie Wonder, here's what he had to say.
Oh, gosh.
Remember,
we're
supporting the president, future president,
oh, there we go.
and future vice president of these United States. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
Camilla?
And yes.
Wow. Yes.
Yes.
No.
I hear that someone wants to give Black Americans, African American people, a holiday. They want to make supposedly Juneteenth the holiday. Okay, I'll tell you what you can do better than that. And I know Joe Biden will do it.
Willie.
Give us reparations.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
Because nobody
For
needs...
the work that we've all done for the last 400 years.
Okay, sure.
Unpaid.
Okay, yeah, you haven't been paid, Stevie? Really? you haven't been paid yet?
I mean,
With a net worth of $110 million,
okay.
Stevie Wonder needs reparations?
Well,
Are you serious?
I mean, this is hateful America. He should be worth $500 million
When you look at it that way,
instead of the $110
that's
million.
a good point, Keith.
So, boy, that's
How pathetic is that?
it's also pathetic. They did the baseline after that too. Yeah, that's only for after a funny. Well, actually, no, that was kind of funny. Come to think of it, no.
Yeah, that
You're not
Stevie
kidding.
Wonder is pushing reparations. Oh, okay. All right. You've only been wealthy since you were, 12 years old? His first hit was at 12.
Wow.
They called him Little Stevie Wonder back in the day.
Not Lil,
No.
because Lil is a little
No.
bit more endearing.
It was Little Stevy Wonder. And then he grew up and made even more money.
Okay, $110 million.
Uh-huh.
How old is that cat?
He's got to be around 70.
69. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Amazing.
that is fun. By the way, can I just point out that Beta Bodine, the Padhead, asked, wonder what Psychic Nikki said about the election. So I just checked because I printed up. You know, you don't trust these psychics; they could change their webpage or whatever.
Yep.
I printed up at the end of last year. Her world prediction #1 was the White House under attack. Well, they're just installed a unscalable
an
fence.
unscalable fence around the White House.
Yeah.
Which is a good move because who knows
However,
what's going to go down.
However, her third prediction, well, she said Mar-a-Lago on fire. Eesh. Third one was, I don't see President Trump or Joe Biden being elected in 2020, but someone else still to come forward.
Oh, well.
So we've got 12 hours to figure this one out, y'all.
That's a pretty major prediction.
Wow, that was before Biden was even the nominee, right? Because this was December we went over, maybe January.
Or could you look at it like Kamala Harris?
Oh, no, snap. No, please.
Could you look at it like that?
No.
That would be nasty.
No, I think you look at it as 269 to 269, and then we go to the House of Representatives for help us.
Man.
Let's get this over with. Rip that Band-Aid off, y'all.
Not good. All right, let me take a minute and tell you about Tommy John. Push yourself to the edge. Go beyond. Seek discomfort. These are the things we hear to get ourselves in really good shape physically. No pain, no gain. Those are all true. It's just not something that you want to believe about what you wear in your pants. You know, under your pants. In your underwear.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want real comfort and real comfortable Tommy John underwear. They also have this loungewear stuff. Do you have any of the loungewear, Keith? Because the loungewear is unbelievable. It's the only thing I wear at home. I am always in the Tommy John loungewear. It's so soft and the most comfortable thing I've ever worn.
So if I ever find
Absolutely
my way
love
to
it.
your house, you will answer the door.
In my Tommy John loungewear.
Huh.
Yes. But from working hard to playing hard, when you start every morning in Tommy John underwear, you're that much more comfortable, so you can do everything better.
Seriously.
That's why Tommy John underwear doesn't have customers; they have converts. Boy, we're among them. That's for sure.
I
believe, my friends. I am a believer.
It is a fact that I buy Tommy John and ask for it.
Yeah, by name.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Breathable. It's lightweight, moisture-wicking fabric. 4 times the stretch of competing brands, so it moves with you. It doesn't bunch up. You don't get wedgies. It's fantastic underwear, and you got to test out. You have to get some of the loungewear too. It is fantastic. The best underwear you will ever own. You're gonna love it. So go to TommyJohn.com/unleashed. Get $20 off site-wide. Get $20 off, only until November 9th, though, at TommyJohn.com/unleashed. TommyJohn.com/unleashed.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Okay, now, Psychic Nikki, was she talking about Kamala Harris? Or was she talking about Kanye West? What if he makes? Was your wife that texted
Carrie just sent me that note. Kanye's gonna win.
That. Yeah, he's gonna have to. He's gonna have to make a bold push here at the end.
Well, he's spending cash, on this ad of his. So He gets that one electoral vote somewhere, and he's in the running if it's tied, right? Okay.
Whatever. Why not?
Sure.
I mean,
it's 2020.
It's 2020.
President Kanye.
Is it beyond the realm of possibility in 2020? No, I don't think it is. I don't think anything is.
I mean, think about this, though. If you were a third-party candidate, you could focus all of your, focus all your energy in either a congressional district in Maine or a congressional district in Nebraska and try to get one electoral vote. But you would still have to make sure that the other two didn't get 270. So it wouldn't quite be that simple, because the top three are who the House of Representatives then gets to vote on. So if there's only two candidates,
it's 269.
Yeah, the 269. Do they have to?
And
decide
then he
between?
has one.
Well, he wouldn't.
He wouldn't that because it'd be.
But I'm saying if So I don't know. But again, it's 2020. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows, man?
Who knows? An unknown person in Florida just tried to register 54 dead Democrats to vote in the election. Don't worry about this voting fraud, though. Don't worry about it.
Just another isolated
incident. The Sun Sentinel reported that whoever's behind the fraud appears to live in Columbia, South Carolina, and submitted at least 54 new voter registration applications in July in the same neat handwriting to the Broward County Elections Office. Several in each of the 19 envelopes. Many of the names on the applications were for elderly citizens who had recently died outside of Florida. Almost all of them were flagged by the Broward Elections Office staff as suspicious and turned over to the Broward State Attorney's Office. Okay, well, good.
Wait,
how many of these are we not catching, though?
And how do they know it's almost all of them? Like, they caught almost all of them, so they know that they didn't catch others, but then they would have inherently caught them if they knew there were others. Anyway, sorry. Right?
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of math there, a lot of moving parts.
Follow your logic. I think.
Wow. Okay.
Also, the Yahoo Sports app.
Oh, yeah.
Active in politics yesterday. I always love it when sports and sports athletes and apps get involved in the election process. And the anchors and the reporters, I love it. They're so knowledgeable.
Really? You like that?
Oh, I love it. I love it.
They're knowledgeable. Like, do they sway your vote? Has an app ever swayed your vote?
Many times.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, almost every time I voted, it's been an app.
And an athlete also.
Was a decider for me. Or some athlete, yeah. Or an anchor, a sports anchor.
Sports anchor.
Pro-Trump athletes' legacies are on the line, according to Yahoo Sports. Brett Favre, Mike Piazza, Jack Nicklaus. Why are so many sportsmen risking their legacies by jumping on the Trump train?
Oh, no.
Would they have written that about Joe Biden? No, because many athletes have supported Biden. I didn't see them saying anything like this. Then, just a couple hours later, the same agency, Yahoo Sports, LeBron once again a target of Trump. President Trump and his supporters speaking out against LeBron James shows ignorance to his many positive contributions. Okay.
Okay, so you're risking your legacy by supporting Trump.
Yeah.
And if you think LeBron James is an idiot, you're actually the idiot.
It's great how they have it both ways, isn't it?
Okay.
That must be really nice. And, such an easy way to go through life when you can have it both ways. It's amazing. 888-900-3393, also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. During a storm last week, we had another prophecy fulfilled, another of Al Gore's prophecies.
Yeah.
And somebody sent this to us. This was taken, do you know what city this is in?
No, this is down along the coast there where the storm came ashore.
And look what happened.
Oh, yeah, the causeway got flooded, and look.
Fish. Somewhere there are fish swimming in the street on a sunny... There it is! Right there!
What's up,
there.
Fish? What's up, man?
Wow. Wow.
It's
Swimming
happened.
in the street on a sunny day.
It's happened.
This was the Al Gore prediction.
Hey, I went down to Miami and saw fish from the ocean swimming in the streets on a sunny day. The same thing was true in Honolulu just 2 days ago, just from high tides because of the sea level rise now. We are going to suffer some of these consequences, but we can limit and avoid the most catastrophic consequences if we accelerate the pace of change that's now beginning.
It's incredible. We're all, of course, doomed. Because someone told me long ago, our SUVs have got to go. I know. Climate change is killing us. Greenland's melting, as I've said. Pretty soon we'll all be dead. It's true. And there is consensus. I want to know, have you ever seen the fish? I want to know, have you ever seen the fish? Swim down your street on a sunny day. Of course you have.
Yeah.
As I've said right here before, the sun is cold, CO2 is hot. I know. It drives up our temperatures. So, a carbon tax is what we need. ExxonMobil just needs to bleed. Are you a climate denier, I wonder? I want to know, have you ever seen the fish? I want to know, have you ever seen the fish? Swim down your street on a sunny day. Yeah! I want to know, have you ever seen the fish? I want to know, have you ever seen the fish? Swim down your street on a sunny day. And of course, the answer to that is yes. Yes,
we have the proof now.
Yeah, we have proof.
Right there.
Happening all over the place.
And that was Mobile, Alabama.
Mobile.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I mean, I don't think even Al thought it was going to happen in Mobile this quickly,
he said
but there it is.
Miami, so
yes.
He was obviously wrong.
He also happened to mention New York because New York had that the superstorm Sandy, and fish were swimming down the street on a sunny day after that as well. Of course, it's such nonsense because what he was saying was that Greenland was going to melt and that was going to cause the sea rise.
Right.
By the way, scientists have now determined, this is kind of strange, I don't know how they came to this conclusion, but many scientists have now admitted, if Greenland melts, it'd still be the same.
I'm sorry?
Same sea depth. Because have you ever seen ice melt in a glass?
In a glass. Yeah.
Does it then overflow? No, it doesn't.
Huh. Because it's the same amount of mass.
Yeah, exactly.
Whether it's
frozen or liquid, it's the same.
It's surprising that it's taken decades for someone to say that out loud.
Right? But it finally actually did happen. Like pretty recently, too. It was over the summer where some scientists got together and said, hey, you know what? Melting sea ice doesn't raise the level of the sea.
Wait,
so
you've been in quarantine too long. Get back in here so you can join us with groupthink.
Right? I mean, what a world. I don't know how they've gotten away with it so long, but finally there are people like, what's his face? Michael Snellenberger, right? Of Apocalypse Never fame.
Right.
Who is a climate activist. And he's saying, look, it's not shouldn't be hysterical about this.
So many are going that direction.
Yeah.
From hysteria to common sense. Yay! Welcome.
Some tweets on this voters Remembrance Day.
Voters Remembrance Day.
Yeah, it's hopefully voters will remember. At least Trump voters will remember that it's voting day and they need to go out and vote.
Don't forget, Republicans vote on Tuesdays.
Democrats Wednesday. Due to incredibly high turnout.
Every year.
That's voter suppression. Why are you trying to suppress the vote?
Because it's fun.
From Tobin for Pope, we get this tweet. The only opinion that really matters tonight is Cardinal Joe Tobin's. There is no victor until Cardi T speaks.
I called up Cardinal Tobin, Cardinal Joe Tobin in Newark.
Or Cardi T.
Cardi T.
As his fans call him.
We got to mix that in.
DMXDM. And with the official total from Dixville Notch, New Hampshire, CNN has already called the race for Joe Biden. That's not far from the truth.
Yes!
Not far from the truth. Texas Lori D tweets, rioters don't have their own stuff. It's all in their parents' basement. From Attic Yuki, about the Stevie Wonder garbage, the only one who gets wealthy without work is Hunter Biden. Jeffy's 18 Spoons tweets, Jeffy's stunt double did a great job with that mock Lady Gaga video.
In case you're listening to the podcast as opposed to watching it on Blaze TV, where you can get 20% off today, offer code PAT. The gentleman in the spoof video, there he is. He's what you might call overweight.
Yeah.
And
yeah, so thus the Jeffy reference there.
Yeah, there's a lot going on under that shirt.
From Phantom Padhead, the only way Keith will ever make it to Pat's house is in a lawn chair with helium balloons attached.
I'm not opposed to trying that.
Yeah, give it a shot, see what happens.
You'd probably shoot me down. That's how I would land in your yard.
You never know what can happen. A lot of stuff flying through the air. Truna Manapuzur Princess.
Yeah. What was that
from?
Our
boy Joe yesterday.
Okay.
I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure.
Okay. True international pressure?
I guess. But
could you make that out?
There's an extra syllable. That's what everyone's thinking, but there's something
I'll
in the
lead
middle.
an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure.
Abada. That abada really throws you off the scent.
It does. Yeah, it does. The perfect way to start Election Day. So awesome to hear the Pat chart topper that will put him in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, of course, before Foreigner. That could very well happen.
Could very well happen.
And that's the one scenario in that before Foreigner thing that I'm kind of okay with.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'd be all right.
Yeah?
I'd be okay with going
but
into
you'd
the
have
hall
to go to
Foreigner.
Cleveland to give a speech.
That's true. Actually, I like Cleveland a lot. It's a nice town. I don't know. I mean, it's got a bad reputation.
Yeah.
Why? Because their river burst into flame in the 70s.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, I've never been there. I think their airport is nice. That's what I've seen.
Okay.
So I'll just reserve any judgment until one day maybe I can get up there.
When I worked for a classic rock station in Salt Lake City, they sent me to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I can't remember what the occasion was. It was an anniversary maybe of the hall opening or whatever. But that's the only time I've been to Cleveland. No, and I think we've been on tour there. But that was the first time I went to Cleveland. And it's actually, the hall was cool.
Yeah, is it a nice building and everything?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it really is. Okay. And Cleveland is a much nicer town than by reputation. That's for sure.
I do feel a certain kinship with Cleveland sports fans. Let's say that.
Yeah, being in
because
Atlanta
their
sufferer
heartache
right
and
now.
Atlanta heartaches are very, very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
although they have won titles since the last time a title was won in Atlanta, right? With LeBron, they won the NBA title.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're ahead of Atlanta a little bit.
Do NBA championships count?
They're getting to the point where does it count if nobody's watching and nobody knows about it?
If an NBA championship is played in the forest, did it happen? Seriously, how many people watched it? 12? 13 people watched it on TV this year?
Yeah, something like that. It's very close to double digits.
I mean, seriously, more people turn out in Dixville Notch to vote than watch an NBA game.
Yeah. They made their bed. Now they have to lay in it. I think it's great. I hope we don't forget next year and we just continue not to watch their garbage product because that's all they're about now. They won't stop. They're just jamming it down our throats.
That is the one league. See, the every other league gave cursory notice to BLM. Right out of the gate, boom, all right, there, now go away. In fact, we've got a story about how this one diversity group is so frustrated with the NHL that they have said, yeah, we're good. We're going to go ahead and go somewhere else now. But see, all the leagues did that little cursory little, all right, here, are you happy? The NBA bathed themselves in it.
Well, it became about them. It became about Black Lives Matter. And that was just too much for people.
The court, the jerseys, every bit of messaging to the point where the NBA commissioner,
PSAs.
Yeah, the NBA commissioner is like, okay, so maybe we
might change this next year.
Yeah, we overshot a little bit.
Yeah, the Hockey Diversity Alliance announced that they will operate separate and independent of the NHL. After months of negotiations with the league, they decided, never mind. The Hockey Diversity Alliance is grateful for the support from the public we received. Unfortunately, the support we hoped to receive from the NHL was not delivered. And instead, the NHL focused on performative public relations efforts that seemed aimed at quickly moving past important conversations about race needed in the game. Okay, it's about hockey. It's a hockey league. It is not a racial league. If you want to fight for more African Americans in the NHL, do that behind the scenes. The rest of us don't have to see it at all times, right? I mean, why can't we just watch the sports we love and be left alone with the rest of it? Nope. Everybody must conform. So in August, the HDA, that's the Hockey Diversity Alliance, published an 8-page pledge it asked the NHL to make with requests ranging from hiring targets for hockey-related personnel to funding for grassroots initiatives. We've waited many months for a response to the common sense HDA pledge we proposed, and it's clear that the NHL is not prepared to make any measurable commitments to end systemic racism in hockey. What exactly is
Seriously.
the systemic racism in hockey? Are they absolutely turning away really talented black hockey players? There are some in the league, right? I mean, I know it's not like the NBA or NFL, but I don't think that many black people play hockey.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm trying to see the NHL draft. There was actually a black guy who was drafted very high this year by the Kings, I believe. I forget.
You know, if it's a talented player, they're going to draft him.
Sure.
They're going to put him on the team, and they're going to play him. What do you want him to do? Bring in black people with no experience to play hockey for an NHL hockey team? Is that what you want? The league won't last very long if that's what you're going to do.
Yeah, it's
ridiculous.
Madness, but yeah,
to insist on quotas in a merit-based system like that.
We still got that in America?
Yes.
Some places?
Yes, in some places.
Okay.
I give you, I don't know, the NFL, the NBA. We're certainly not doing quotas of white people in those.
Let's see here. I just don't want to speak wrong here. I was just trying to look up the who was drafted super high in the draft. I don't know. Anyway, I think he was number 2 overall. Yeah, number 2 overall. Jamaican descent. And number 2 to the LA Kings, Quentin Byfield.
There you go. I mean, when they're available, they'll play hockey.
But that's not good enough for the Diversity Alliance.
No. I guess you have to start forcing black people to play hockey.
Right.
At a young age. You have to force them.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about Gabby Insurance. When you've had the same car insurance or homeowner's policy for years, you kind of get trapped into paying your premiums, and you just don't think about it. And that makes it really easy to overpay, and maybe you don't even know about it. I hate to have to find insurance because it's so stinking expensive. And it is really difficult to find. And if you ever just type in, I'm looking for insurance online, expect about 800,000 spam calls afterwards. What you need to do is stop overpaying and stop Googling for it and just go to Gabby. Gabby takes the pain out of shopping for insurance. It gives you an apples to apples comparison of your current coverage with 40 of the top insurers like Progressive, Nationwide, and Travelers. They make it really easy for you. You just download or upload your current policy to them, and then they'll find the exact policy somewhere else for less money. And if they can't find you savings like they did for me, they'll let you know, and you can just relax knowing that you're paying the lowest rate you can. And they'll never sell your info, so you don't get those annoying spam or robocalls. It's totally free to check your rate. There's no obligation. Just takes a few minutes right now and stop overpaying on your car and homeowners insurance. Go to Gabi.com/unleashed. That's GABI. Gabi.com/unleashed.
Pat Gray returns.
Speaking of racism, we have Padhead David Riddell, who is setting the record straight on racism.
Okay, as a white guy, I'm just going to say this. I'm getting sick and tired of all this racism. I've had all I can take. From now on, this is called a salad square.
Wait,
or a soup wafer.
It's a cracker.
Soup wafer.
Wait, it's a cracker. But I see
that's also a
wants to be less divisive.
Insult, a racial epithet, and he's as he said, sick of it. He's sick of it.
Was it a salad wafer or a soup square, or did I get those backwards?
I think you got it backwards. Let's
see. This is called a salad square.
Salad square.
Or a
soup wafer.
All right, so y'all start mixing that in. Let's lose that
salad square.
That hurtful term. I'm almost afraid to say it again.
How many times have you wept after hearing somebody say, "Hey, do you have any crackers?"
Whoa.
Yeah, I got a whole house full of them.
I will call the Hockey Diversity Alliance. You pull that again.
Right? Michigan Department of Health and Human Services has issued new coronavirus-related restrictions, actually, that will punish violators with jail time. Michigan Democrat Governor Gretchen Whitmer has responded to a recent spike in cases by rolling back the state's reopening plan in parts of the state. The MDHHS issued updated guidance for requiring dine-in restaurants, barbershops, and salons, tattoo shops, businesses that provide in-home services like cleaning or repairs, gyms, entertainment facilities. All of them have to record the personal information of every single patron or client or customer they have.
Shut up.
Who's going to do that? Come on.
Mm-hmm.
The mandate also forces such businesses to deny service to any customer who does not provide at a minimum their name and phone number. Wow, that would not go over well. I don't know about Michigan, but you'd get some serious pushback in Texas for that.
You know, she pulls this 3 weeks ago. Trump wins Michigan easily.
Yep.
So we'll see how many people going to the polls today are thinking Democrats.
I mean, that is crazy. I'm not doing that. I hate it now when you go up to the cashier and you want to swipe the card. What's your phone number? Can I have your phone number? No, you can't have. What do you need my phone number for? No.
Wait a minute. That's not for contact tracing, is it? That's just annoying
I mean, that's
in of
before.
Itself.
That just even before this all happened. There's so many businesses that try to do that.
I've told you how I've been fired.
I hate
that. From Radio Shack for falsifying records.
Yeah.
And what that was is I just refused to ask customers that were trying to buy a battery what their name and address and phone number were. Give
nuts.
me a break.
That's nuts. I tell them no every time. Nope. Not giving you that.
No.
What do you need that for? Well, we just like to have it just in case. You don't have to do just in case.
If your answer starts with well. then it doesn't matter.
Look.
Well. It's just, no.
So this is information that's going to be used for, obviously, to aid contact tracing. The order is so broad that it essentially applies to everybody in Michigan. Upon request, businesses, schools, and other facilities must provide names and phone numbers of individuals with possible COVID-19 exposure to the local health departments to aid in contact tracing and case investigation efforts. Wow. Just forget about your liberty now. Don't worry about it. We're trying to keep you safe. Don't you understand? How did we think this was going to happen when it happened? That we lose liberties like this, that we allow the government to trace us, to know our every movement, to be intrusive in our lives in every single aspect. Did we just think they were going to, like it was going to be some oppressive thing? Okay, now we're going to make a log of every single person, where you are, what you're doing, what are your activities, where do you go on a regular basis, where do you buy things, what do you buy when you get there, what do you do with it after you buy it? All of those things. Well, it's an emergency, and it's for your safety. We're not trying to take anything from you. We don't want to intrude on your privacy at all.
How many times did we
just want you to be safe?
We said, be careful, America.
Yeah, right.
You know what this leads to. Oh, be
over
careful
and over
with
and
this.
over
and
then over.
So many steps down the path.
Well, I don't care if they know where I am, what I'm doing. I'm not doing anything wrong. Yeah, you're not the one who decides whether or not you're doing something wrong. They are.
You know how hard it is to turn around and go the other way when it comes to losing freedoms?
Virtually impossible. But businesses or individuals who violate the order may be subject to jail time. Violation of this order is a misdemeanor punishable by imprisonment for not more than 6 months or a fine of not more than $200 or both. So you can get both. Oh, nice.
Put me in jail.
Wow.
Let's do this.
And, of course, non-residential indoor gatherings limited to 50 people, down from 500. Okay, well, good. That's just a little peek at what's in store if Joe Biden's elected nationwide, because you know he's going to do that. He absolutely is going to do that.
Vote wisely, America.
888-900-3393 on this happy election day. Got some tweets here. Let's see. Constitutional Stoner tweets, Pat, Keith, my two favorite soup wafers are, wait.
Whoa.
I
hear your undertones.
Implying that's a dog whistle for crackers, right? That's a dog whistle.
Yeah.
For a racial insult. Wow. Joey Digits, Abacus. The proper term for us Whitey McWhite faces isn't crackers, it's saltine Americans. Thank you very much. Keith's Whitey McWhite face whiteboard. If I have to hear anything regarding my safety about COVID-1984 one more time.
Oh, I like that.
COVID-1984.
Oh, I love that.
I like it. Yeah, we should use that.
COVID-1984.
Let's see. Let me tell you about Keeps, because if you've noticed that your hair is not looking as full as it used to, you can do something about it now. You don't have to just watch it all fall off your head and then have these massive patches on your top of your head that are bald, and then you get a little bit of hair, and then there's another bald spot, and then there's another tuft of hair. It just sucks. Don't go through it. There is something you can do. You don't even have to go to the doctor's office. This is so convenient. You just do this online at home. Go to keeps.com/Pat and just answer the questions that are there. Snap a few pictures of your hair and post those. And then a licensed doctor reviews all that information and will recommend the right hair loss treatment for you. Then it's shipped discreetly to your door. And about 90% of the time, it stops the hair loss. That's a pretty good record. You got a really good chance here. 67 or 68% of men or women who try this product experience hair regrowth. So go to KEEPS, keeps.com/Pat, and we'll get you 50% off your first order of Keeps hair loss treatments. That's keeps.com/Pat.
listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
A lot of people think day one of a Biden administration, he would mandate the wearing of masks. He keeps saying he's going to stop this virus. I don't know what his plan is to do that, but part of it, he's intimated that masks are going to be necessary.
Yeah, he started by saying all federal transportation, right? And we surmise that's trains. What is that? Interstates
trains,
too?
Planes, automobiles.
Yeah, there you go.
I guess you're going to post people at the border of all these states. Okay, whatever. But as far as masks are concerned, Padhead Jody showed us just how effective these masks are with a little demonstration here.
Oh, look at that. There go your germ. I mean,
that is just foolproof right there.
We've said this virus is very intelligent. It knows how to go around things.
Yeah, and it just did. Oh, man. Wow. So that's just powder. But that could have been, snot droplets coming out of her mask, which is great, right? Nice to think of. Fortunately, it wasn't, but it could be, and that just shows you just how effective and why we're still spiking despite the fact everybody's wearing a mask.
Yeah, don't forget, 70% of cases were from people who wore masks all the time.
They keep telling us we're in this massive spike. This is the highest daily infection number we've ever had.
Conform.
81,000 people per day on average.
Conform.
So you better wear a mask.
Conform.
We've already been wearing the stupid mask, and we're still getting it.
I think the smart thing is just stay out of high-risk situations.
Smart thing is just build yourself a cocoon.
Yeah.
It works for caterpillars, and people just leave them alone until they sprout and become a butterfly. That's what we could do. We could just build ourselves little cocoons, and then 6 months, a year, year and a half, 2 years, whatever it is, under a Harris-Biden administration, maybe 2-3 years from now, they let you come out of your cocoon.
This is beautiful.
Isn't that nice?
And then in the end, we all turn into pretty butterflies. Wow, that's good. When you say it like that.
It's inspiring that way, isn't it? It's just kind of like, it's sort of like the wonderful vision, Crosby, Stills, Nash.
No.
Young.
No. Don't do Young. Don't do Young.
Kind of their beautiful, beautiful lyric when the bomber jet planes turn into butterflies above our nation.
Aww.
What if now we just do all the citizens turn into butterflies above our nation? Wouldn't that be nice?
Or what if we have a bullet with butterfly wings? As Smashing Pumpkins might say.
A bullet with butterfly wings?
Yeah.
What song is that?
Well, that is the song that I accidentally called Bullet with Butterfly Wings, but your Padheads
corrected you on that?
Or no, I called it something else. It is The World is a Vampire. Yeah. Anyway, Bullet with Butterfly Wings, name of the song. We're getting way too involved here in music
sort of
tweets.
We're in the weeds.
Rat in a Cage is what I called it.
Yeah.
But it's Bullet. As you well know this. You don't need me to tell you all this stuff about Smashing Pumpkins songs.
No, I love it.
But you asked.
I love it.
So I went there. So let's get in our cocoons and when do you say we turn into butterflies?
Not 2, 3, 4 years, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes for our nation to become the kind of thing that Crosby, Stills, and Nash dreamed about.
Yeah, not young.
Because we're stardust. We're golden.
Huh.
We are 10 billion year old carbon, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden.
Huh.
And if we could do that and then just all become butterflies, what a peaceful world this would be, wouldn't it?
So now we're in the garden?
Yeah.
Are we
the Garden of Eden.
Naked butterflies?
Yes. Have you seen any dressed butterflies, Keith? No, I don't think you have.
I have not.
So put that in your pipe and smoke it. Okay. All right. Election day. And I'm sure the polls are open virtually well, maybe not in California, maybe not West Coast yet. And maybe not in the Mountain Time Zone. Okay, Central and Eastern Time Zones. The polls are open. Get there.
Get there.
Either before work, after work, during work, whatever you have to do. More and more people now. I think this is going to be a national holiday sometime soon. I think that they will close down America to go vote pretty soon.
Oh, that's weird, though, because then it's going to be on a Tuesday, you see.
Yeah.
And then people are going to be like, no, I want a 4-day election vacation.
Weekend sort of thing. It's election weekend.
Woo!
Yay!
Yeah. Oh, and then you pair that with Halloween. I mean, but election day falls on a different day every year. It's the first Tuesday after the first Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to get that under control. Fix the Constitution because it's obviously broken. Because we need to fix this, and we need to make it so that Halloween. I don't know. You figure it out. You do the math.
From the 31st all the way till
the 10th,
January 2nd, we finally.
Because the latest you could have,
I just fixed it for you.
You could have what is it? Is the 8th, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's just take off October 31st through November 8th.
Okay.
And we're good.
I'm good with that. I'm okay with that. Already, the NFL mandated that nobody works today. Already, college football, the NCAA said nobody practices football today. So they're kind of mandating that. And it will be interesting to see if that takes hold and sweeps across the nation. It's a little different this year, maybe, because I think that, this is a big push for minorities to go vote and for young people to go vote because they want Biden in there. They just are trying to make that happen.
I think more accurately, they want Trump out.
They want Trump out.
The hatred.
Yeah, they hate his guts.
Just, I mean,
it's really madness.
It's separating families, even, that we have a story like, you're not my mother if you vote for Trump.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
You're not my mother if you vote for Trump. Yeah. How crazy is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I have that story somewhere.
Yeah, let's see.
Where is it? Oh, you're right there. Yeah, this is a Reuters story. Reuters spoke with a variety of U.S. voters across the country who all admitted to being a part of the same movement, shunning or being shunned by family members for differing political viewpoints. One woman the news organization spoke to is 41-year-old Milwaukee resident Mayra Gomez. She said she told her 21-year-old son she planned on voting for President Trump in the election. Her choice was apparently the wrong one. He specifically told me, "You're no longer my mother because you're voting for Trump." The damage is done. In people's minds, Trump is a monster. It's sad. There are people not talking to me anymore, and I'm not sure that will change. Wow, you're not my mother because this is how indoctrinated, though, the youth have been. The millennials have been.
Get a grip, America.
Really something. Dave Wallace, 65-year-old Pennsylvania Republican, staunch Trump supporter, said that his support for the president has put a strain on his family, too. The hatred for Trump among Democrats, it's just amazing to me, he said. I think it's just Trump, the way he makes people feel. I do think the angst will decrease. Yeah, you keep thinking that. Yeah, okay, it's going to magically go away. Just like Lucky Charms are magically delicious, the anger will magically go away once the election is over. I don't think so. We've got a montage, though, of how, what does that say? The press, okay, I'm trying to read through Keith's little scribbles about this video, but the press has...
How they've covered Donald Trump over the last 4 years.
I thought that said COVID. Does that looks like COVID?
I guess.
Covered President Trump over the past 4 years. Really kindly. Sure. This is what we're talking about.
They've been fair right down
From
the middle.
this day forward, it's going to be only America first. America first.
When he said today, America first, it was not just the racial, the Hitlerian background.
Oh, my God.
The America First Committee. They were infiltrated by the Nazis. Many of them were anti-Semitic. Part of why they weren't alarmed by Hitler's rise in Germany.
Outside of the Civil War, World War II, and including 9/11, this may be the most cataclysmic event the country's ever seen.
He's just
America first.
Disgusting to look at. He's obese. He's one of the repulsive, physically looking human beings I've ever seen.
Absolutely no morals. Who's a bully, who acts like a bigot and a racist,
and is a sexist and a sexual harasser.
The case for impeachment has never been stronger. The evidence never so riveting.
Are you suggesting that President Trump should face impeachment?
Another member of Congress wants him impeached.
There's growing talk, at least, about impeachment.
What is your case for impeachment?
The first day of public testimony in the impeachment inquiry, opening with a bombshell.
We got the bombshell.
A bombshell. Bombshell. Bombshell.
One bombshell after another.
Bombshell after bombshell.
We're bracing for potentially an explosive opening statement.
Explosive week.
Explosive testimony.
Explosive.
Truly explosive.
The most explosive thing.
This is a slow motion explosion.
How explosive?
Very explosive.
And I think it would be explosive.
Wow. Donald Trump feels the walls closing in.
Really kind of the walls closing in on him?
Walls closing in on him. Walls closing in on him.
There is a non-trivial chance that if Donald Trump loses the election, he ends up living out the rest of his days in prison.
But here's the question. Would you like to see President Trump in prison?
Do you want to see the president in prison?
Do you think Trump could end up going to jail?
He could actually face jail time.
Donald Trump could end up in jail.
In prison.
If he ends up in jail, so be it.
You are pathetic.
From a journalism point of view, Donald Trump is a brain-eating disease.
How stupid can you be?
This president has radicalized so many more people than ISIS ever did.
Oh my gosh.
Pose a profound danger to every single person in this country and literally every inhabitant of the planet Earth.
No, we won't. Call them fascist comments. Fascist, fascism, fascist.
Xenophobic, racist, demagogic, sexist, autocratic. Donald Trump is a fascist.
Someone like a fascist or a tyrant or an autocrat.
Fascist.
Hitler.
Adolf Hitler.
Hitler.
He could well be just an empty man, an empty human being with no soul.
Donald Trump blows Vladimir Putin like they are illegal immigrants hiding in Putin's and he's got to suck them all out.
In fact, the only thing your mouth is good for is being Vladimir Putin's holster.
You, Donald Trump, are a horrible, horrible human being. Horrible.
That's funny.
Well, that's... Oh, man. Is that ever funny? Yeah, what they said. Hitler, explosive, prison.
And that treatment of Donald Trump over the past 4 years has chased more voters to him today,
including me,
than away from him.
It's one of the things that have pushed me to him, and just to absolutely decide I'm voting for him this time. Something I thought I'd never do in 2016.
Get to the polls.
You know, his actions in office and the great things he's done. He hasn't done everything I wanted him to do or he said he would do, but he's done a lot. And he's done some things I never expected. But the press is just so unhinged in their hatred of him. It just pushes you right into his arms. Wow. That is amazing when you see it like that all put together. Wow. All right, let me tell you about real estate agents I trust. If you're relocating, this is a service you definitely need because you got to sell your house on this end and buy on the other end, and you need a realtor to see you through the process. Somebody who's the best in their area. And since this is Glenn's company, his people have really vetted these agents, and they know how to advise you. They know whether or not, because they're out with so many buyers, they know what they're looking for. They hear it every single day, multiple times a day, so they can advise you on painting your home and what color and the countertops and all that kind of stuff. Plus, they're fans of the show. I really love that aspect because it gives you something in common. You can all be nervous together, like if you go out today, about the election results and talk about how important it is that Donald Trump win. So, real estate agents I trust. The name really kind of says it all. Go there today. realestateagentsitrust.com. Some tweets are here as well. The Gare Bear tweets here in Iowa, 10 minutes before polls open, and I'm 30th in line. More coming by the second. Line has doubled in the last 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I bet voter turnout's going to be super high today.
And it's a fact that on Election Day itself, Republicans turn out more than Democrats.
Yes.
Just saying.
Adam M. Smith, waiting to vote, listening to Pat Gray Unleashed. And even though people have differing opinions here in line, everyone is civil and respectful. Excellent. This is how America is supposed to be. Yep. From Justin Malin, voting here in Iowa, got here half an hour before open, and the line is wrapped around the building already. Shh.
So the Pat poll says Iowa goes to Trump.
Yes.
Write it down.
Yep. Sweet pea in the salty salad squares are only called cheese vehicles in my household.
Yeah.
From Obsvox, Keith. Then you have Veterans Day on November 11th, so why not just take off until then?
Okay.
Right, October 31st through November 11th.
That covers Election Day.
Sold. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, twist our arms, why don't you? Okay, so we're doing a 12-day holiday in America. We can call it Hallow Election Veterans Week-ish.
Fortnight-ish type, because it's about 2 weeks now. Quills of Liberty. Remember how conservatives burned down large cities and created chaos when Obama was reelected?
Oh, my goodness. Out of control mobs everywhere.
Piles of dead people. It took us until last year to bury the dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you won't hear that on the mainstream media, that's for sure.
No, you won't. They won't be remembering that memorable moment.
How convenient.
Got some tweets here. Oh, Alyssa Milano. She is butt stupid. Is anybody dumber than Alyssa Milano? So she tweeted out over the weekend, Happy Halloween, RGB forever. Wait. Ruth Ginsburg Bader?
Yeah,
is
RGB.
RGB, it's RBG pudding. Okay. So she deleted that. And then she wrote, Happy Halloween. Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Oh, no.
Spelled it Ginsberg. Misspelled it again. Deleted it again.
You are dumb. You are dumb.
But stupid. You know, how proud her dad, Tony Danza, must be of her right now. Because isn't Tony Danza a Republican? I think he is.
I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if he has any contact with her. How could you be friends with her now?
I don't know, but Rob, put that back up. Rob made us a little something there.
She dressed as RBG.
Yeah. Thick glasses make me smart. RGB forever, y'all. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's...
I will say, RBG never looked like that. So she didn't do a very good job of her Halloween costume.
Uh-huh.
So...
But yeah, she tries too hard. Remember, she wore the mask, and she was encouraging all of us to wear masks, and hers was crocheted.
Yeah.
So I mean, that one is effective.
Very.
Ugh. But hey, if it works to muffle the sound of her voice, then I'm all for it.
Man, she's among the worst in Hollywood too.
Yeah, she's definitely up there.
Really, really radical. How did she get so radicalized? She's virtually a communist. And she's led a pretty good life, I'm thinking, with a lot of money made. And super famous, makes a lot of money, has a nice family, but man, is she angry all the time. That's the thing about these far leftists. They are angry all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you always so pissed off?
That's true.
Jeez.
I assume she lives in California.
I would think so, yeah. Somewhere in the general vicinity of Southern California.
Is it easy enough to explain it away like that?
Perhaps. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, let's see. Yep, she lives in California here we go.
Mm-hmm.
She lives in a condominium
lives in a condo?
West Hollywood. Oh, no, she moved from a condominium, to a house in Bell Canyon, California, with land for 9 horses, 8 chickens, 2 rabbits, and 5 dogs.
And what's the house like, I wonder? I'd like to know the square footage on this house.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's probably got a lot of animal feces in it.
Income inequality aficionado. Somebody who just hates it that, some people have more money than others.
Mm-hmm.
She hates that.
Let's see what her net worth is. What do you think? That's what? 10 million?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, because she doesn't really do much other than annoy us online now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that there's money in that.
10 million's a decent net worth, though.
Yeah. No, but
let's be real.
Compared to earlier in the show when the bar was set with
Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, crying for reparations when he's worth 110 million.
God. Reparations from Stevie Wonder. Yeah, because he said so many of us have not been paid for the work we do.
For 400 years. Wow. Well, first of all, you look
really?
great for your age, Stevie, if you're
Yeah.
pushing 400.
Yeah, and the discrimination that he has endured. Now, I don't know what he's gone through in his life, but from the time he was 12 years old, he's been incredibly popular, very famous, and very rich. So a blind black guy had a pretty successful life.
You ain't kidding.
And now he's saying it wasn't enough. He didn't get paid. He needs reparations. Yeah, okay. All right. Kind of greedy, aren't you? A little bit. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Blaze Radio Network.
Is that the Munsters or the Addams Family? It's actually neither, I know, but I don't know why in my head.
Yeah, weird.
I just had a theme from something else come up. I don't know why. Sounded nothing like either the Munsters or the Addams Family.
Yeah. Was there like a big need in the 60s for like shows like that with like spooky families?
Yes. And Bewitched and Dark Shadows. There's a million of them.
Yeah.
All right. We got some tweets here. Brian Moore tweets, got to my polling place in Virginia Beach at 5:15.
Good for you. Good. Thank you.
There was already just over 100 people in line. Wow. Just leaving now, and the line is 6 blocks down the main road.
Wow.
Police having to block traffic. Wow.
Okay.
I hope every one of them is voting for Donald Trump.
Sure,
Please,
yeah. So
let it
Virginia for Trump. All right, I'll write it down.
Okay.
We've got Iowa and Virginia now.
Generation Y conservative. I didn't know there were even 100 people in my town, yet there I was waiting for an hour and a half to vote this morning in a line of probably 200 here in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania for Trump.
Goes to Trump.
So you can write down Pennsylvania. Now, if you're planning on voting today and you're of sound mind, then please continue to vote. Just
we still have to make it happen.
We've called it doesn't mean it's an official deal. You still have to vote, you see.
Exactly.
Okay.
Smarmy president, my boss. I live in York, Pennsylvania, and because of my job, drove past like 5 different polling stations. Lines are wrapped around the buildings at each one. At least 100 people waiting in line.
All right, so there's Pennsylvania, more on-the-ground information. So again, if you're keeping score, Iowa, Virginia, and Pennsylvania, all in the Trump column.
Joe's Lost Marbles tweets us. Columbus, Ohio this morning. I'm usually second to fifth in line. I was about the second 100 in line. Wow. All right. So there you go.
Okay.
Those are all. That's
Good
Virginia.
News.
That is Pennsylvania, and that's Ohio. All for
Ohio
Trump.
and Iowa.
All going for Trump.
So that's some good swing states that are already in the bag for Donald Trump. As
Absolutely.
we've learned here.
I love it. 888-900-3393. AOC tweeted out yesterday that there was a pileup of chumps for Trump. Actually was her thing. I took the Throg's neck, heard there was a pileup of chumps on the Whitestone. So these people, it's just perfectly fine, I guess, for her to refer to voters and constituents as chumps just because they don't believe exactly the things that she does.
Yeah, that's it.
Biden did the same thing.
That's the
recently.
word he chose, yeah.
Yeah. Biden called Trump supporters, I'm going to be everybody's president, including those chumps out there. Now, since when was it okay to insult the voters of this country on a regular basis? I mean, what about the unifying message of the left? The Democrats, the party of love, of inclusion and tolerance.
Yeah.
Don't seem to be there anymore.
Yeah. Don't you dare name call if you're on the right, someone on the left.
Yeah.
But it's perfectly okay for a presidential candidate and a sitting president, as Obama referred to the Tea Party, as a bunch of teabaggers.
Nobody says a thing about it. Nobody cares. And where are the Democrats being held accountable for the attacks on Trump supporters or on police that have happened all over the country? All over the country. Is anybody calling out Maxine Waters, for instance, with the things that she said about getting in people's faces and the nastiness and the attitude and the anger that they're transferring to their supporters? It would certainly be spun that way if it were Republicans that were rioting in the streets, but of course it isn't. We just had an incident in Dallas over the weekend. 4 police officers were shot at while helping accident victims on the roadside. Ugh. And our very own Rob has a father-in-law who was...
I have a father-in-law.
You have a father-in-law.
Yes, just one.
Just one.
Huh.
And he was involved in this. Right?
Yes.
Not shooting at the police, but he was near the police when the shots were fired.
Yeah, he was actually one of the people involved in the accident, right at La Prada and Oates and Mesquite. And right where it's at, they happen to kind of crisscross over 2 different cities, Mesquite and Dallas. So there were 2 Mesquite police officers, 2 Dallas police officers. He's waiting for AAA. All of a sudden, this 19-year-old punk kid decides, hey, I'm going to go shoot some cops. They were out there directing traffic. So my father-in-law
Nobody was hit?
Luckily nobody was hit. But my father-in-law was standing there with the cops as this is happening, and they're like grabbing him and saying, "Come on," and ducking behind the police cars and everything just to take cover, and
just like you see on TV.
Exactly.
Wow.
And of course, my father-in-law.
Did they catch the kid?
Yes,
they did.
They do have a kid in
right
custody.
away.
Yeah, a little bit afterwards.
Okay.
Apparently a foot pursuit.
Do we know what the deal was? Why is he firing at police?
No, actually, the way that the coverage ends is that they're testing the 19-year-old's gun to see if it was the gun that was used to shoot at the police officers. Yeah. And then they're looking to see, okay, well, right now we're charging him with unlawful possession of a firearm.
Whoa.
Gee, I wonder how he got it.
It's a little more than that.
A little bit more.
Yeah. But of course, well, if the gun doesn't match.
Sure.
Okay. Well, yeah.
I got you.
But if the gun matches, then it's game on, I'm sure.
Yes. You would hope so.
Yeah, honestly, I want this guy strung up by his toes, and I want to be able to take the first whack at him.
Yeah. This has to stop.
Oh, I mean,
it's got to stop.
The anti-cop police rhetoric that everybody is spewing right now, Joe Biden wanting to defund the police by reallocating their funds.
Yeah.
Come on. This is what is breeding this entire environment. And like I said, the police were there assisting people involved in a car accident. And the guy decides to just start opening fire.
Just randomly starts firing at him.
Yeah.
And this has been brewing and building for over a decade now. It started with Obama saying the police acted stupidly.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
And there have been incidents ever since through in Illinois where hands up, don't shoot.
Yeah,
and that was completely
what was
identified?
2-3 years ago, 5 Dallas officers were shot dead.
Exactly,
5. So that could have been another incident
during a peaceful Black Lives Matter protest.
Right.
You had the police officer. She was run over in Philadelphia last weekend with the rioting up there. I mean,
crazy. And nobody talked about that.
No respect.
Unbelievable. So your father-in-law's okay?
Yes. And quick
good.
callback to the first hour when you were talking about Karens and Dicks, who they're voting for. His name is Richard. So
there you go.
And he was one of the first people out there in Coffin County early voting, and I guarantee you, he did not check Biden.
Good.
Awesome.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks,
Glad
Rob.
he's safe.
Glad he's safe. Yeah, that's pretty scary. 888-900-3393. Let me tell you about Not Free America, new book by our friend Mike Donovan, who has fought tyranny for years as the founder of the nation's largest pro bono civil rights law firm. Now he's written this new book, Not Free America, talking about how a lot of us kind of have the impression that, our freedom is really under attack right now because of COVID-19 and George Floyd's murder. But it started well before that. So if you're a person who just refuses to surrender your liberty to any earthly power, pick up this book. It will empower you even further. Not Free America doesn't just talk about the problem. It offers solutions. Visit notfreeamerica.com, take the Liberty Pledge, and order your copy today to find out how to stop the overreaching abuse of our government and what actions you can take to do better. If we can unite around the concept of liberty, we can create lasting greatness. Do your part. Visit notfreeamerica.com today. That's notfreeamerica.com.
Pat Ray.
888 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Speaking of the enmity for our police officers, just deplorable demonstrators hurling vicious slurs and heinous remarks to the NYPD officers over the weekend who were dealing with mobs and rioters and looters. Malicious members of an anti-Trump and anti-fascist mob, Antifa, wished death on the children of the police officers. They were saying that they hoped the officers die. They were wishing death on them. Then they started chanting that they hoped the officers' children get raped and killed. Oh. You talk about just plain ugliness, evil. That's what's spilling out of the Antifa protesters. The only good cop is a dead cop, they were screaming. A woman echoed the anti-police sentiment, yelled at police, adding derogatory comments about the cop's mother and their grandparents. Another man in the group called the police Nazi effers. The woman with pink hair seen viciously screeching at police, "I hope all your children get raped and killed." That's loving. That's don't forget the inclusion and the tolerance.
Doesn't feel
that the left has.
Doesn't feel loving at all.
It doesn't? No, maybe you misunderstood what I was saying there.
Okay,
They
so
were
what-
yelling this at the police.
Okay.
At the police.
Oh, at the police.
Yeah,
oh,
at the police.
Well then.
Now you know. Now you get it.
I do.
Isn't it? I mean, it's amazing. It's absolutely astounding. And it is encouraged by, what was it Kamala Harris said? It would never end. It's not going to end, nor should it.
That's right.
Huh. All right. That's the vice presidential candidate saying that to America, that these riots, the looting, the extremists should keep doing what they're doing.
And so she's basically effectively giving them the go-ahead for unrest.
Right.
If the election doesn't turn out the way they like tonight.
Just really, really sad.
But of course, it might turn out the way they like.
I hope not.
But, we have that, I don't know if you want to show that pre-filled out ballot. Do we want to do that video? This is really our last chance to play that one.
Yeah. Let's see
Yeah,
it.
so somebody...
I now am examining this ballot that was received by a Queens Village resident.
Okay.
And with all of the Democrat candidates pre-filled in on the ballot. I know a lot of people wanted to know, how did it get pre-filled in? Was it done by pen? Was it done by hand? As I put my hand over every one of the pre-filled in Democrats here on the ballot, I can see it was definitely not done by hand. It looks like it was done maybe by a stamper or a machine. Maybe it was run through a machine. This looks like it was really just run through by a machine, absolutely. As you can see, these, again, I have this in my hand now. This is not just a picture for me. You can see this is no human being could be that perfect with the with all the filling in all the blanks.
Except for Barack Obama.
And again, you see it's pre-filled out for Joe Biden for president.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I'll just show you some of the other races, not all of them.
Well, that saves you the trouble of
Gregory
deciding.
Meeks, who's been in the U.S. House of Representatives, I think, since he won election in 1998.
Pause it for a
That's another
second.
one.
I mean, this is just
You got John.
considerate of somebody. They took the trouble of filling it all out for him, so they don't have to decide now. He's not talking about how convenient this is. It doesn't seem like to me.
Yeah, right. And it's New York,
Yeah.
so it's likely they just played the odds. It's likely the person's going to vote that way anyway, right?
All right, let's see the rest of this. This is
Through
incredible.
by machine, absolutely.
Mhm.
As you can see, these, again, I have this in my hand now. This is not just a picture for me. You
Yeah.
can see this is no human being could be that perfect with the
Obama.
with all the filling in all the blanks. And again, you see it's pre-filled out for Joe Biden for president.
I do. I see
I'll
that.
just show you some of the other races, not all of them. Gregory Meeks, who's been in the U.S. House of Representatives, I think, since he won election in 1998. That's another one. You've got John Liu in the state Senate race here in New York. And it goes on and on down the line. This is a 2-page absentee ballot. Now, this is the envelope that it came in. Also, incredibly official looking. It says it's official absentee ballot envelope.
Wow.
It is in several different languages. And it has
How does this
a
happen?
barcode, as you can see, the voter ID number. And this was all received pre-filled out with all the Democrats in there. And we can only wonder why that happened.
Right.
We can only wonder.
And that's what we're doing now. We're wondering why that happened. Jeez. Well, I mean, there's a concerted effort on a lot of fronts, and they're not shy about it anymore. Glenn played this Zoom call that was leaked. That I don't think was supposed to be leaked,
No.
but it was, and this shows you that there are some really chilling things taking place behind the scenes. Listen and watch what this person has to say about what's coming.
Do we have any plans for how to respond if there's a coup?
Yeah, we have been in discussion for a couple months about how to respond to different contested election scenarios. First step is that we think that we need to start the post-election phase in the streets. So we're inviting people to come to BLM Plaza anytime after 4 p.m. on election night.
BLM Plaza?
On the 5th, we're going to shut down the White House. On the 6th, we're going to shut down
Wait, how are you doing that?
Parts of Washington,
Pause it for a second. Wait, okay. Just nonchalantly. On the 4th, we're going to shut down the White House. And on the 5th, we're going to shut down Washington, D.C. And on the 6th, we're going to shut down the country. I mean, what? How are you doing that?
Told you it should have been holidays. See?
Let's see the rest of this.
And then the following week,
And then
all the mainstream groups are going to come to DC and try to have a march on the 7th. So that's a Saturday, and we'll see how that goes. But then the following week, Congress is planning on coming to town and passing laws again and like having business as usual. And we're saying if we're in a coup, there's no time for business as usual. Members of Congress that are coming in, we're going to meet them at the airports or at Union Station and send them back to where they came from until we deal with the situation that we're in. If enough of them get in and we need to go to Capitol Hill that week, we'll do that too.
Oh, and what will you do when you get there? That's interesting. There was much more. There's also a woman who had some interesting ideas about what's going to happen here soon.
So we began to put together a list of things we want to know about in the city.
Okay.
So where are all the police stations? Because it's good to know where the police are. Where are all the key government buildings? Where are all the media outlets?
Yeah.
Who are the Trump boosters? So we're talking about what would it take to surround the White House and have people do stuff. We can divide it up easily with affinity groups.
Do stuff.
We have to be willing to put our bodies on the line and take on some discomfort, sacrifice, risk in order to change things. And I've been in conversations where people have never thought about having a gun or like, should I have a gun? But I think we have to know, and I'm going to talk a little bit in a few minutes about what do we do when guns are in the mix. So again, chaos is a soup by which change emerges. Let's get cooking. Again, we didn't cause the war. We didn't ask for this war. Many of us are here because we want to fight it. We want something different. What are we willing to do? Right? Because again, we're not dealing with people with just simple guns. We're dealing with people with AK-47s, multiple rounds, a lot of shootings. So, we are going to be in a crisis, but we want it to be one that we are creating.
I see.
We want to make sure that we are on the offense and not the defense. We want them to be responding to us and us not responding to them. In a situation of a coup or an insurrection or an uprising, whoever's got the guns often can win.
Yeah, well, that's probably true. Yeah.
It's got to go. Trump's got to go.
He's got to go.
In order to achieve what they did,
Yeah.
They knew they had to take over important government buildings.
Oh,
they knew they had to try and win over members of the police and army, and they had to protect each other.
Okay.
I think we don't have a lot of experience taking over government buildings.
Yeah, I think that's a
need to
good
think
thing
about
too.
that. And I know, I said earlier how, we may find ourselves in the streets with people with different tactics than ours.
Yeah.
But there may be some people that are willing to break the windows to get into the government buildings.
I'll bet there are. I'll bet there are some.
If that's what we need to do,
then
we shouldn't fight about that.
No.
Let's do that.
Just do it.
Let's do it.
Huh. Yeah. If we need to, break things and get into places where we shouldn't be, we just need to do it. And bring guns along with us that can, combat the people with the AR-15s and just start shooting and because we want to change things. They are talking about a revolution here, a violent a coup.
But a silver lining here is that, we're getting, 11th hour here and they still don't have all their crap planned out. They're talking about, we'll see how it goes. We might do a thing on Saturday. I don't know. They obviously haven't been purchasing guns yet or getting trained on them.
Yeah, I hope
so
not.
it sounds like, if you want to take a positive away from this, assuming this, I don't know exactly when this video was created, but it sounds like they're not quite ready for their revolution. So anyhow, unscalable fence around the White House. Yes, this is the United States.
Pretty good
of America.
idea to be erecting that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Really unbelievable. The first step is we think we need to start the post-election phase in the streets. So we invite everyone to come to BLM, Black Lives Matter Plaza. Is there such a thing?
Yeah, I think that's where whenever you're in D.C. and you see these crazy videos of people shouting toward the White House, they're at this intersection out there. I think that's probably where BLM Plaza is.
So that's anytime after 4 today. Then on the 5th...
Well, because they got to... How much time do you expect these activists to take off from work? I mean,
right.
I'm sure they're
I think
hard
most
workers.
of them don't have work.
No. They go and they pay their taxes. They're upstanding citizens. Like, I'm going to take an extra hour off here at 4 o'clock. I'm going to go and...
Then this is fun. On the 5th, they're going to shut down the White House. And on the 6th, they're going to shut down larger parts of D.C. And then the following week, all the mainstream groups are going to come to D.C. and try to have a march on the 7th. And then we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, we'll just see what happens.
And don't worry about it. It's just an insurrection being planned.
See, when you get your say in America, it's on Election Day. It's the 3rd this year.
Right.
It's not the 4th.
Or the 5th
and
or the next
5th
week.
and the 6th and maybe the 7th.
These people don't care. They
don't.
just don't. Look at how nonchalant they are about it. Yeah, we're not used to doing this and shooting people, but we're going to have to. Because they have guns, and a lot of them have AR-15s. Now how much do you treasure your AR-15?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear from these Democrats anymore. Who needs an AR-15 with high-capacity magazines? Nobody needs that. Really?
But Trump's got to go, Pat.
Yeah, and
that's where it ends.
They don't care how he goes.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to make this out like he's not going to leave. Well, that's bullcrap, and it's virtually impossible in this country, the way it's set up, for him not to leave if he has not been elected. If he's not reelected, he will leave. There's just no question about that. He can't stay against the will of the people. I mean, we've come a long way, but we haven't come to the place where a guy can just say, nope, I'm not leaving, and just stay there. Come on. That's ridiculous. It's asinine. I don't know what fantasy world they're living in, but it can't happen, and it won't happen. If he loses, he will get out. He'll pack his bags, and he'll leave.
I mean, these are the people that you're up against. No wait in line today is too long to combat this kind of attitude.
Yeah,
Please go stand in line.
Right.
Polls are open around most of the nation within the next minute or so. Please do what it takes.
You've got to get out and vote.
This is a sacred duty, and it's never been more important. Seriously, it has not.
I mean, we say it every time.
Yeah,
but seriously,
this is the one.
But this, and they probably have been the most important up to this time. But we're dealing with unprecedented territory here.
I mean, let's not minimize Hillary Clinton being able to put 3 Supreme Court justices. That would have been a huge issue.
Oh, yeah.
And the fight continues. You have to vote. Keep the Marxists out of office, please.
Make sure you get out and vote today. And hopefully we will have a little celebration tomorrow.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.